Welcome, welcome. My name's Solange Ellen, and I'm recording this little True News update from Nadgery Nation, Sandy Creek. I'm here with Donna Markwell, Takara Markwell's mother, and today is day 16 since the DCP no longer unlawfully abducted Takara in a targeted attack. And we just need to, call it what it is. Donna has been a real child protector and speaking out publicly as a whistleblower against the child-run, state-funded child trafficking. Should I say child-run? I'm so tired, Donna.
Well, you know what? They actually
I'm so tired.
They said that it is child-run. They said the kids just boss the social workers around and boss them all around. All they've got to do is the 14-year-olds got to go in, sign in, and then they can be out and do whatever they want all day. So that's actually correct. The children sound like they're running it.
The CEO, Kathy Taylor, is nowhere to be found. She's not running it, and Joyce Clark is not running it.
She's not been at work for a week and a half or something. No, not available. And then Sanderson, nothing there.
Yeah, we emailed her today.
Nothing.
No contact. So contacting all
Kathy Taylor, nothing.
Yeah, the senior authorities that are meant to be the responsible women running this child protection department. And in this urgent and critical matter where the DCP have either acted outright criminally, which is exactly what we expect, or have made a terrible, terrible mistake. In either case, this case needs an urgent review, and we have been asking every proper authority for a meeting, and they're not returning calls. They're not taking calls. They're not returning calls. They've blocked our emails.
Yeah, blocked our emails.
So we cannot contact DCP head office, and we cannot contact DCP no longer.
And the admin won't give us their names anymore, and they won't put us through to anyone. So I can't speak to Takara's or whatever they call it, my case manager, Takara's case manager. We're all sucked into the system. That's what it feels like. It feels like we're all held hostage by the system, and we are. I'm completely held hostage here with Takara's held hostage away from me. I'm held hostage down here. We're all just stuck where we are trying to navigate through this beast, called DCP. So we've developed an emergency urgent action plan, a press release, if you want to call it, or just like an overview of what's going on. And we really would like you to share it far and wide. I'm going to try and put it up on Facebook. They've been blocking me all week strategically, and a lot of my emails are blocked now as well. So I've got to get other people to get the information out for me. So at the moment, I've just got it up through Telegram and stuff like that. But it'll gradually get out there. I'm pretty sure it's getting emailed to about 1,000 of them now. And this one is also, this press release is also talking to the police and saying, well, what are you actually doing, South Australia Police? This is just sort of happening all around you. Do you know the law? Do you know the law, South Australia Police? If you do, and you've got a little bit of humanity left in you, when we visited you down at Christie's Beach and stuff, and we will come in and try and give you information about how you're juxtaposed between the swearing your allegiance to one crown and being paid by another. This is where we're trying to explain things to you to help you. We wanted honest and good police to stand up. I think one of them's name was Gary or something down there. Anyhow, we're just trying to find good, honest police that aren't so frightened. And we're starting to get some courageous ones, I think, in Victoria that were standing up and saying, come on, like, this can't be right. But the inbred corruption.
We haven't found or met any honest police as yet, and we have sent notice and handed out many notices, public notice to police.
Chief of police, a whole lot of them. Actually, this is another reason why personally I am targeted, because our group did give notices to the chief of police and hand them to them, and they were potent notices that put them on crimes against humanity, right back through to really trespassing on native original sovereign people's land. So there's a lot of crimes here, and we just need to make peace and make some headway
and start talking truth.
Yeah,
that's what we need from the community. We need for the community to be telling Takara's story, talking about what's going on, asking where is Takara?
Yeah.
Where is Takara? We need to know, and she needs to be returned to her mother. This is a community-wide search and rescue operation.
And we don't know what they've been telling her. That's another thing I brought up in this, you know, in this document, that we don't know what they're telling her, and we have no way of gauging if she's alive or if she's panicking or if she's being abused by other children in the home or adults, or who would know?
Yeah.
Who would know, you
and
know?
Auntie Sandy and Takara's grandmother are both really concerned about Takara's health because she has been through cancer as a little girl.
That's true. That's right.
She had very serious cancer where she did almost die. And
she had 3 weeks to live when she was 2 years, 2 months old. She had acute lymphomic leukemia, and she mostly got treated, because we're from Sydney, so she mostly got treated at Westmead Children's Hospital and up at Gosford. So she had a central line straight in her heart for a couple of years, and you know, there's all infections and all that stuff that goes with that, and chemo. And she's just so little. She was only allowed to be around mum and dad and me, my brother, which was Uncle Gary, and he's her dad. So we were intense with each other for years, because when they're immune suppressed, you have to limit their socialization. So we went through all that, heaps of hospital stays and everything like that, and got through that. Then you go on to oral medication for a while. So it's about a 5-year kind of treatment. And then after that, you know, she's really bounced back well. I, you know, kept good, healthy food and healthy drinks and stuff for her body to rejuvenate. She's taller than me now, and she's fantastically healthy. And she was, when they took her, pure, fantastically healthy, not injected with toxins or anything like that. So I have warned them not to inject her and not to take jurisdiction over that. I forbid them to actually inject her with anything or give her any medication or any kind of hypnosis or anything that they try and do. And I really forbid them to talk with her, because I don't want them telling her lies. And, you know, no doubt they are telling her lies. They said that they ran off and told her that it's not her fault, it's not her fault, you know. So they would have been like, oh, it's not your fault, it's your mum that's causing all of this, you know. You can just tell how they set up the dialogue, and we know how you all work, you know, so it's no surprise to us.
Yeah, so in terms of Takara's health, both Auntie Sandy and her grandmother are seriously, you know, fearful that the stress of this traumatic ordeal, you know, could have Takara relapse, which is just appalling. It's disgusting that these completely unknown strangers operating on false claims have abducted Takara from her loving family and are putting her life at risk. They won't even provide the family with proof of life. No. The family has no way of knowing if Takara is alive or dead right now.
She's got a $1,000 phone, but, you know, can't ring her on that. Can't get no answer, no text message answer. No.
And who's responsible? Who is responsible? Is it Kathy Taylor? Because we can't get hold of her. Is it Joyce Clark?
Is it Kelly Cramp? She's supposed to be the case manager, social worker, but as soon as you talk to her, she's like, oh, no, it's not too much. I can't provide you with a court order. No, I can't. No, just go away. You go get it yourself.
Yeah, and the courts have no lawful jurisdiction. They have no lawful sovereignty. They've been asked and given opportunity to provide it, and they cannot, because
they've just provided it at day 15. They scrounged something up for me and flipped it through on an email for me.
Yeah, but from who? Under what law?
Oh, yeah, under their own fraudulent.
Yeah, under the corporation.
System. Yeah, it's all like rubbish.
Yeah, it's exactly. A for-profit corporation.
They're just documents. They're not even any seals or anything special on them. They're all their own little fancy seals and fancy rubbish. It's all corporation. Nothing's held to the land. It's all just held to housing. So it's nothing.
Yeah.
They're all fraud. A big nothing.
It's fraud.
We've been hoodwinked.
Yes, child trafficking fraud. And there's a lot of people that think that they're in a legitimate role. So if you genuinely believe that you're in a legitimate role and you're there to protect children, now's the time to actually come to the table for the peace talks, to learn about the real law here so that we can restore real law and protect our children. because what is going on now is crimes against children and crimes against humanity, and it needs to stop. It's gone on far too long.
And carers should be speaking up. If you're having to lie to children or say just what you don't even know is true to them, you know, unsubstantiated claims about their family members, and you're telling that to the children, and they're crying themselves to sleep every night, like missing mum and dad, or you're medicating them or whatever you're doing, you personally will be held in big trouble.
Yeah, and in Takara's case, she's 14 going on 15. She is completely capable of giving her mum a call or giving her grandparents a call. Why is she being blocked from these most basic human rights?
Even a prisoner, like who was saying that, the D who interviewed us, she's like, even murderers get more rights than what Takara's getting.
Yeah.
Anyone, prisoner of war, probably get more rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
this is just
they're abusing the vulnerable. That's what they're doing. Abusing the vulnerable.
And abusing their falsely assumed power.
Yeah, of trust. They've breached the trust of we the people by far. They've breached it. We don't have trust in them anymore. Their track record of 13-year-olds getting pregnant in care, of people suiciding, children suiciding in care, because they're just ripping people. As soon as they make any kind of relationship that's got value, they just rip it apart. You know, they really are terrorists.
Yeah,
on every level.
Taking Mel's baby from the delivery room 2 hours after she was born with the placenta still attached.
And Helene, they just get in there and they just did a terrible C-section on Helene, and she got, like, you know, the baby from 9:30, and they just romp in at 2:30 and just take the baby, won't pass breast milk on, no nurturing. They've made the baby really unwell, actually, compared to how Helene would have died.
Yeah. So they operate for mass trauma to parent and child.
And they dig into our trust fund, and they get money from our trust fund that we don't know about, that we've got, you know, and it's all unpacked in this document. So have a look at it. We won't talk much more, you know. So have a look at this document. We'll push it out underneath this YouTube, and thanks for your time.
Yeah, and
it's a serious matter. You know, this is very serious.
Yeah, and it is a community-wide issue. So this affects us all mums and all dads, and you need to be aware that the DCP and SAPOL operate professional child abduction teams. They are polished professionals, and the pedophiles in Parliament have already passed their Emergency Powers Act to give the permission to these professional child abduction teams to come to any home and to remove any child under their fraud COVID emergency powers, and take your child to a COVID isolation facility for 14 days without your permission. You don't need to have consent. And as we can see with what they're doing to Donna and Takara, they can cut you off from all communication.
Yeah, social media is gone. They just take the phone. So, and then social media is still gone as well, even if she's accessing online. I don't think she is. I don't even know. How would I know?
Yeah, so this affects everyone, and it is in every single loving parents and grandparents and auntie and uncle, even if you don't have children in your life, but you want to see children protected, in everybody's best interest that we all find Takara and get her home, and that we get some honest leadership and management into DCP so that we can do a full audit and review of every single child that's being held held by that department.
And if you want to do any homework, look up Bill Heffernan's speech, and he talks about the suppression orders, the 28 suppression orders that had to go through Parliament. And, you know, there's been prime ministers and stuff that those suppression orders have covered up for. And they said if they released these names, that the entire Australian population would lose faith in the judicial system and the Parliament, and everything that we know is fake anyhow. So we've already lost faith in it, just letting you know. We've completely lost faith, trust, any kind of, you know, value that you had to us is gone, and you are nothing but parasites hanging off us now. And we would really, we require and request that you leave and stop trespassing on our nations, and we would ask that you would please leave and give our children back and leave.
Yeah, and everybody else, come back to your human heart and start operating on conscience.
But if you're a corporation and you're with the govy who keeps feathering their own nest and bleeding us dry, please go.
It's time for you to fuck off.
Oops.